if the finance minister may recall, his government decided to repeal the e-levy law. And now Bank of Ghana is introducing the e-levy again.
Minority Leader, I recognize.
That's why, Mr. Speaker, because the finance minister is here. And now they make an announcement that they have suspended it for further
Minority Leader, with all due respect, when we operate within the rules, problems of this nature will not have it.
Very well. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, with respect, that's why I said with your
Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Yes, Majority Leader may intervene. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I request that everything that he has said should be expunged from the records. Mr. Speaker, this kind of lawlessness cannot be accepted. Not especially from a leader. Please, let's get serious. No, let's get serious. Let's get serious, please. Don't let us start this meeting on this note. We've been in this house. You have just come. But those of you who have been in this house, for God's sake, after votes and proceedings, is the first thing to get up and be asking questions to the finance minister. Is that the first thing to do? It's not even because, listen carefully, the finance minister is actually pleading with me to allow him to get up and respond to him. But I'm saying that cannot be accepted as a practice of this house. Otherwise, we descend to chaos and lawlessness. And you, the minority leader, you cannot lead in allowing this house to descend into chaos and lawlessness. Please, let's stop that. Let's get serious as a house. We have rules. If we decide that we are not going to go according to our rules, do you know what is going to happen to you? Your very right as a minority to say what you want to say is because there are rules that say that you should say whatever you want to say. But the same rules indicate when you should say it. Please, you are the minority leader. That is not how we behave in this house. You were a majority leader. Is that what your colleagues were doing to you? Please, let's stop that. You just get up and whatever you want to say, you just say. That you are who? That you are who? Please.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker,
honorable members.
we cannot allow that.
Abusan for the nation, Tetiabi, and this Yabanya or sorry tia, e-levino, and nano pay. Yet that's sorry, ya, and this Yabang through the Bank of Ghana, any young can say a mobile network operators or more Ghana or more commutia bomse or more sign at the e-levy about ayatru dim fufro. And then after for a Friday, after for Snacko Parliamentar. Yenya Afenyo-Markin Ebisa whole questions are speaker any majority leader or more defending all. Now the Mkonin Kunkuti DSC after the parliament. Yeba Ebesa to us. Ras Media GH.
This afternoon we've called this press conference basically to expose the NDC government's hypocrisy and double standard. When they were in opposition, they criticized the e-levy. And when they assumed office in 2025, they put in place a mechanism to abolish the e-levy. Ghanaians applauded them. They made all the argument against imposition of levies and taxes. But today, what do we see just after 1.5 years in office? Immediately after repealing the e-levy law, they imposed the Dumso levy, what they call the Energy Sector Reform Levy, which now took away 1 Ghana cedi per liter of petrol that is bought at the pump. So that was the first mischief. The second surprise, they have reintroduced the e-levy, this time not even through parliament. I repeat, the NDC government through the back door, has reintroduced the e-levy. These were politicians who criticized charges on mobile money transaction. They said it was a bad way of governing or generating revenue for the state. They criticized the MPP administration. They use it as a political tool. But what do we see today? Their hypocrisy has become legend. I have in my hand a statement that has just been released by Bank of Ghana after the public had criticized the NDC administration. They are now purporting to say that they are suspending the levy. Meanwhile, they had earlier put out a public notice that from 1st of June, transactions from bank account to the wallet would attract a 0.75% Ghana cedi, 0.75% fees on direct wallet to bank transfers. According to them, they are doing this suspension for further consultation. The question is, what is further consultation in this context? Were these not the same people who, when in opposition, claimed that there must be constructive consultation before any policy is introduced and implemented? So what has changed? The worst part of it is that this time they did not even come through Parliament. According to them, they're using Mobile Money Fintech Limited as the vehicle for these hidden charges. So whereas in the Akufo-Addo administration, due process was followed, government made the announcement through the budget and came to Parliament for a law for the purposes of this levy. NDC is using the Bank of Ghana and a private sector company to enforce this levy. We have a question for the finance minister. He must immediately come to Parliament on Thursday to explain the circumstances leading to the imposition of this 0.75% charges on mobile money transactions. We are not interested in the suspension. We are interested in how come, but for the public outcry, they were going to spring this surprise on the Ghanaian public. So in conclusion, we are simply saying NDC is a scam. It's a government of settings. They don't believe in what they say. I repeat, the NDC government does not believe in what it says. It says one thing and does another. It doesn't keep its promise. It is a government of propaganda. They promised 1 job, 3 shifts. As we speak, they have failed on that 1 job, 3 shifts. They promised cocoa farmers that a bag of cocoa will sell at 7,000. They came and they have rather reduced it. At least they could have maintained the 3,100 that Akufo-Addo left. They promised the rice farmer that they were going to have a system to offtake the produce of the rice farmers. As we speak, it is even cheaper to buy imported rice than a locally produced rice. They have lost their policy on agriculture. Maize farmers are complaining, yam farmers are complaining, cocoa farmers are complaining. On electricity, within a year and a half of being in office, they have increased electricity tariffs by almost 30%. Water, 19%. As we speak, we know that Dumso is back. They again do not have a policy in place to absorb our trained teachers and our trained nurses. They give one excuse after the other. When it comes to recruitment into the security services, they know that per their own budget, they can only contain 5,000 recruits, yet they sold forms to hundreds of thousands of people, and even the 200,000 that qualified for medicals, that they are taking the money that these student recruits will be charged for medicals after going through difficult time in this AI, so-called AI aptitude test. They know that the monies that they will be charging, these innocent, unemployed Ghanaian youth will not get their jobs. Yet, a party of propaganda still went ahead. And when we criticized it in Parliament, they now came back and told us they are going to increase it, the numbers to 10,000. Even if you maintain the 10,000, it is not even up to 10%. So, again, they are scamming all of us. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, to conclude, we are aware that they themselves promised Ghanaian women bank. They said they were going to establish a bank solely for women. They were going to give loans. What has become of that loan? We've not even seen the bank. We've not seen the bank. And people are desperate. They came and rather dismissed people who were lawfully employed. And more youths are sitting at home because NDC came into office and sacked them. We have several of it. We moved the motion on the floor, and they frustrated the motion because they want to hide this. That is NDC for you. Thank you very much indeed.